What's going on, world? It's your boy Gemini Brown here, back with another episode of Nalo Kicking Knowledge. So today, I want to take a deeper look at the North Node transit occurring in the sign of Gemini. So let's get into it. I have made a video about the North Node transiting into the sign of Gemini, but spiritually, I feel moved to talk a little bit more about this. And I will say this to, you people out there, a lot of spiritual insight, at least for myself, and I believe it to be the same for everybody, it's not always found in books. The real profound, deep insights are found through experience and living life. So many of you know, my daytime job is teaching, and I'm in education. And right now, currently here in the States, at least where I'm at, we're doing the school year virtually. And this has been a profound change. And me being here experiencing this, I gotta tell you, like I truly feel like, wow, I'm living in the future. I'm fortunate to be a kid who, I'm a millennial, but I'm right there on the bridge. Like I didn't grow up with a cell phone. I was there with AOL and dial-up, and I've just been able to see the progression of this stuff, but I also remember life without this technology. So it's very surreal for me to be in this space and time with all this access. So, being that we are in this day and time where we are now, everything is virtual, right? What's happening here is that the Matrix movie, right, is playing out to form. And if you don't know, within the Matrix, basically humanity, civilization gets overthrown by technology, okay? And I kind of feel like this is coming about, like we're losing our humanity to some extent towards technology. How does this apply towards the North Node in Gemini? Well, right now we're undergoing a serious change within the world. With Pluto being in Capricorn, it is the transformation of old systems of power, government, banks, all of that, okay? And their effect upon society. If you don't know, Capricorn is that 10% that has the power or the responsibility that others just don't want. They govern others because others don't want to govern themselves. The change that we're undergoing is that we're moving towards the need to have to self-govern, okay, and be responsible for ourselves. And there's the weight of self-actualization, which has been in occurrence. So with that going on, there's a need for those in the position of power to hold on to that status quo of what's been, but the change is undergoing. And in order to self-actualize or become more free, you're gonna have to really learn how to roll with the punches and embrace the change. Gemini energy is very much so all about change. It's a mutable sign. It's a sign of versatility. It's a sign of curiosity. Geminis are known for being jacks of all trades, varying interests. Do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So one thing that Gemini is helping with, or will help you with if you allow it, is the march or change into this new way of life. So how you can tap into this energy is through learning of new skills, the applying of those skills. And this coincides with Chiron being in Aries, because within all of us, there is a wound present regarding the confidence to break away from the system, which is Capricorn. So in order to self-actualize, in order to fulfill this change and be more courageous and stand within selfhood more, we got to be able to be versatile. We got to be able to learn. We got to be able to redefine who we are. So this is some of the positives of the North Node in Gemini. Finding new ways of learning, new ways of communication and connecting with others. As Saturn and Jupiter go into Aquarius next year, all of us can see our social groups and reach enhance. But at the end of the day, it is up to us to initiate that reach. We have to reach out, you know? So what's happening here is that you can either change with the times or remain stuck within the South Node, which is Sagittarius. And Sagittarius corresponds to like religion and truth. So I want you to look at Sagittarius in the sense of everyone has like a parent or a grandparent that is just rooted within their own belief. The world is changing, right? Where new discoveries are being made. So let's just, I'm giving a random example here. Let's just say there was always a belief. I'll use this belief. There's always this the belief that jerking off will make you go blind, right? Let's just use this belief. Through time and curiosity and exploration, Aquarius, Gemini, we find out that that is actually not true. Okay, you can masturbate and nothing's gonna happen to you, right? It's a fear tactic. But you still have those people who believe and cling to that particular belief that they've always held. This is how the South Node in Sagittarius can hold you back. Being unwilling to adapt, which is what Gemini is. So then I'll go back to myself. I had to really recognize, I view myself as a very adaptable person. And then, once I found out we were going to be doing things virtually, I was just like, this is so whack. I like going to work. I like doing this, that, and the third. But once I allowed myself to experience the change, I was able to say, you know what? This is not that bad. And I was able to see the positives. And this leads me to my next point that I want to make in this video about how to work with some of these changes, particularly, with technology, perception, all of that, okay? But I just want to finish in saying this, that you will find yourself stagnant or unable to expand if you cling to certain ideologies that are outworn and outdated. So in order to embrace what is occurring and free yourself, you're going to need to try different things. So I'm encouraging everyone to really make a goal with yourself and say, what have I always wanted to learn that I haven't to this point? It could be learning a language. It can be, taking a class, like a dance class, something, but allow yourself to expand your horizons. Allow yourself to be adaptable. And by doing this, you will find your tribe. You will tap into Aquarian energy. You will be able to be reborn through the group, through your ideals and humanitarian efforts. Okay, so this is even evidence. Let's look at the Gemini chart. The 8th house of Gemini is Capricorn. So transformation occurs by changing the way we relate towards the system, towards success, towards government, everything that Capricorn represents. All right? So be curious. Be open. Allow yourself to try something new and try to view yourself. And this is how you can merge it with Sagittarius, is like, okay, this was my truth, but what is my new truth? And if you've been on a spiritual journey, there's some type of new truth, something about yourself that you discovered that you need to embrace. So my next point that I want to make with this North Node in Gemini is that we're at some point, early 2021, the North Node will be, and South Node will be squaring Neptune in Pisces. And this is just what I'm seeing here, people. The war, the hidden war that's been going on, spiritual war, the war on your mind, the war on your consciousness, is going to come to a head. There's a choice that's going to need to be made. A logical choice or a faith-based choice. I'll just give this random example. Let's say there's a vaccine that comes out for corona and it's like, oh, to avoid getting corona or this deadly thing, you need to take this vaccine. Well, that leaves you with a choice. Do I do the logical thing, which is to cover myself? I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to get sick or whatever. Or do you have faith? What do you believe? Is this true or is it not true? And ultimately, there's not going to be anyone who can tell you right or wrong. It's going to be an intuitive thing that's up to you, an intuitive choice to make. But our perceptions are going to be clouded. They're going to be people that we're going to look at differently. Our perceptions towards them are going to change because they're caught in the sauce. So my advice to you is to get grounded, continue developing your spirituality, your third eye, and being able to navigate through this world with that. Because if you're relying on pure facts, which is Virgo, or the logical thing, that may not be the best thing that works in your favor. All right? And my last point, tying this back into the children and just something, it's like a good and a bad, as is everything in life. There is, what I'm learning here, this is kind of what I've always known. The whole idea of school, like the hours, even the hours of school, 8 to 3. A lot of it is based on the working world and needing to put your kids somewhere. Okay? And I always tell people, look back in history. There's a time where a 12-year-old in the 1600s is a lot more advanced or mature than a 12-year-old now. We've done this to kids. We've coddled them. We've decided that we're going to extend childhood towards 18 and yada, yada, yada. And school plays a huge role in that. One of the good things that I'm seeing here is that it's making children more independent in terms of their learning. And I do believe that as we go forward, there's going to be a fundamental change regarding school. There are kids that are being born that are a lot more sensitive and just different. That by 14, they may be able to graduate from high school. So I think that learning is going to undergo a change in which it becomes accelerated, and we realize that, like, okay, we underestimate kids. We're really not challenging them how they should be challenged. And I also believe there's going to be an option for like an all-around virtual learning where the kids are in control of what they do and bang it out, particularly because these kids are so different. They don't need their handheld as much. But here's the bigger thing, and this even reigns true for all of us, and it's part of the reason why I'm making this video. Technology, screen time, online, being virtual. So, I'm spending 7 hours a day through the screen and then trying to go be on the screen for leisure time. I've realized, like, this is too much. It's like my mind is like, I need to like go back to reality to a certain extent. So one thing I'm encouraging you, especially if you have children, more so now than ever, you're really gonna have to monitor their screen time. The next thing here, even with that, me talking about the node squaring Pisces, is gonna be more escapism. Being online, technology, social media, all of these things are forms of escapism. And they do things to the mind. So with everything being virtual, this is facilitating that plan of the matrix or bringing, just keep in mind, maybe artificial intelligence is continuously growing. Right? Because we're feeding it more than we fed it in the past because we're all stagnant and forced to rely on it even more, which in turn, over time, is going to affect your habits. You're going to be checking your phone a little bit more. You're going to, shit is real when things that used to give you joy, like saying like, oh, it's a Saturday, I want to go to the mall. And you say to yourself, I'll just shop online. These are certain things within humanity that, like I said, changes are coming, but you got to find a balance. Remember, at the end of the day, people need human interaction. And it's healthy when you have a balance. So for anybody working at home, being on a computer all day, monitor yourself. Limit that time. Don't lose sense of normalcy. Take walks. Be in nature. All right? But at the same time, be able to roll with the punches and adjust. So this is just a message I felt compelled to make. I hope everything came out clear and concise. Feel free to chime in. Let me know what you think. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, you could do so now. Until next time, peace.